Hey guys, Dennis here with Drop Zone Tackle. Thought I'd do a quick video series on the basics of drop shotting. We've had a really good couple weeks with our rattle shot. We opened up the internet sales and you guys have really supported us and we appreciate that. But one of the comments that I've gotten multiple times already, and it surprised me a little, maybe I just didn't consider it, is a lot of people don't fish a drop shot and therefore they're not really sure exactly how to use it, where to use it, how to set it up. So I thought what I'd do is go over some of the basics and I'll walk you guys through it, and maybe that'll help you guys catch more fish. So the basic setup that I use is a spinning rod, and I use 7-foot. Medium action is what I prefer. And some of you guys, you might like medium heavy or maybe even medium light, depending on where you're fishing, what you're fishing for, what kind of cover you're going to be around. And some of that will play into line size as well. But just for the everyday setup, I feel like a 7-foot rod. It has a lot of backbone. You can get those fish to the boat, but it also has soft tip. You'll be able to set the hook with a lighter line that you're going to be using. I use braid backing, 10 to 20 pound gamma torque braid. And for my fluorocarbon leader that I use, I go anywhere from 7 pound up to 12. I won't go any heavier than 12. Typically I'll run a 10. If the water's a little dirtier, I'll run 12. That's usually my setup. And you can see here with the hook, for you guys that don't know what a drop shot is, the weight is on the bottom, takes it all the way to the bottom, and your worm or bait, whatever you choose, is going to be suspended above the bottom. If you have grass, you want your leader to be a little longer. If you're in rocks or wood or whatever, anywhere between 6 to 12 inches I think is what's most common. I typically use a 6-inch to 8-inch leader, something like that. So weight size, that's important if you know the depth that you're going to be fishing in. Anywhere between 3/16 and quarter is really good for 10 foot to 12 foot. And anything deeper than 12, I would stick with a quarter and maybe even go to 3/8 if you're going to be going deeper than maybe 15 or so. So what's different about the rattle shot than a standard drop shot weight? This happens to be one of our prototypes. I don't know if you guys can hear that. This was one of the original weights that I designed, and now that they're being produced, manufactured, the quality is a lot better. But the difference is the standard lead drop shot weight doesn't make any noise, and the drop shot is just a very visual technique. And if the bass sees it, he's prone to bite it. And a lot of people rely on the drop shot as kind of a go-to if it's a tough day, or even their confidence bait that they just throw a lot of the times. Well, if the bass can't see it, he can't hear it because it's not really displacing any water. He can't feel it. Therefore, it does have its limitations. Clearer water, not clear, but clearer water is typically going to shine with the drop shot. But when you add a rattle shot, you're adding not only vibration from the weights inside the rattle chamber inside, that you're also going to get sound as well. And you're adding you're appealing to two more of the bass's senses. And you're doing it in a non-threatening, very natural way for that fish. And when he hears that, he sees that, he's going to come over and investigate it. Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he felt it or heard it. He came in that direction. And I can speak on this because with the live scope from Garmin, you can actually watch those bass and they'll come right to the drop shot. When you're throwing the rattle shot, the key there is to leave it, throw it in the strike zone and leave it and just work it. Just pop the rattles, engage those rattles, and give the fish time to get to it. And when they come to it, there's a good chance that they're going to bite it. My experience has been going from a regular drop shot, which I threw a lot and caught a lot of fish. I'm getting maybe 6 to 7 times more bites with the rattle shot. It sounds like a crazy number, and it's such a subtle difference in how you throw it with those rattles, but it really works. And if you just keep it in the strike zone, you'll get more bites with it. So back to the setup. Again, 7-foot rod. I like the 2500 series reels. Some people prefer a little bit bigger, but for just casting short distance and throwing to visual cover, that's what I go with. I feel like I just have better control with it. A reel with a good drag system is important. Again, 10 to 20 pound gamma torque braid, and for my fluorocarbon leader, I like gamma touch if I'm going to be 9 pounds or less, and then the fluorocarbon, just a regular series there for them if I go to anything a little heavier. And I like the 10 to 12 pound. It seems to do good for the fish when the water's even pretty clear, but the 12 is about the heaviest I'd go, and it'd have to be a slight stain to the water for that. But anyhow, this is the setup, guys. I'll link a video down below in the description, and it'll go over the couple knots. The most important knot is you joining your braid to your fluorocarbon. It takes a little practice, but it's definitely worth it because you're not going to get line twists with braid. It's not going to spring off the spool if you overfill it like it does with fluorocarbon or mono. And then your other knot is how you're going to attach your hook to your line. And if you see there, that is how I have mine. And it sticks straight out. And as a matter of fact, when you tie that snail knot, when they bite it and you set the hook, that hook actually pops up and it's going to get them in the roof of the mouth almost every time. And then you can either just use the line grip or tie a small overhand knot in the weight, and that's how you do it. So the other knot you can tie with your hook is a Polymer knot, and that's a good start. Just make sure you wet all your knots and then trim them close, and good luck to you guys. We'll see you on your water.